Hello, I'm the Hatted Professor. Let's talk hats. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Brad. I'm known as the Hatted Professor in certain circles, primarily because I'm a history professor by training and by trade, and also because one of my areas of research is the men's hatting industry in the 19th and 20th centuries. Today I've got something very exciting for you. I got an email earlier this week. I believe it was Thursday morning. That was November 14th, 2024, just for the record. And Stetson is bringing back a model from the 19th century. And I was so excited I had to promptly order it. I ordered it that same morning. It came Friday morning, November 15th. And today we are going to get our first look at it. The hat we're looking at is the Stetson Boss Raw Edge 10X. So the box came overnight from UPS, free shipping. I kind of like that fact. Let's take a look. More tape on the sides that I didn't get. Okay. All right, here's the box. You can see it's a size 7 3/8. That's what I wear. I actually wear a 7 3/8 long oval, but these didn't come with the option of an oval. The color's natural. That's the only color that they were offering in this. Brim says it's 4 1/4. Their website, I believe, said the crown was about 7 inches. So we will check that out. All right. These little tabs can be tricky, so you don't want to tear them. Oh, first glance, it's beautiful. All right. It comes packaged like a typical Stetson with the plastic and the crown foam protector here. Okay. You see, this is in what they call a Grizzly finish. It's a very long finish, very beautiful. It has a grosgrain ribbon, which I like. I'm not a fan of the little, 2-ply ribbons, but it's got frayed edges. It's a nice classic touch. It's very stiff, so it's going to hold up in the elements. If that's what you're going to do with it. On the inside, it's got a premium roan leather sweatband. It has an embroidered, as you can see there, liner tip featuring the last drop from Miss Stetson based on the famous painting by Lon McGargy. The liner appears to be just set in there. I couldn't find any evidence of glue. Oftentimes you'll find them tacked down with glue, but this one just seems to be set in there unless something on the top of the liner tip is, there's an adhesive holding it into the top of the hat. But along the sides there's no glue. And of course, no stitching, but that you're not really going to get. The reeded leather sweatband is flanged or drummed quite nicely. It's flush. It's not sitting proud of the hat, so you're not going to see that as you're wearing it. It looks very nice indeed. It's got a brown ribbon tied at the back. It's got the size 59 and 7 3/8 size tag in it, as well as the typical printed sticker manufacturer's label in there. It says 10X premium fur felt. That means that it's probably all hair, European hair. No beaver blend at all, I wouldn't think. Though, for $600, I would expect maybe there should be some in it, but I don't know for sure. John B. Stetson, the Boss Raw Edge. It's not really debossed like you found in the old sweatbands. It's just stamped on in the gold. So just understand that will come off with wear. That's just the way that these things work. I like the fact that it has this two-tone piping along the edge of the liner tip. Very nice. It also has a John B. Stetson, JBS. Doesn't seem to want to stay up. Let's see if I can do something about that here. Let's see. There, that's better. JBS, John B. Stetson, branding iron pen. It has the monofilament tacking that's, typical. That's what's been used for really the last 50 years or so on hats. It makes it a lot quicker. One of the tacking stitches is actually broken. These aren't going to be a problem to fix if you're handy with a needle and thread, but it's kind of a little disappointing that's broken there. But let's talk about this. This is a 10X. As everyone knows, the X's don't really mean a whole lot. Nobody's really sure what the X's mean with hats these days. And every manufacturer would have a different rating system for their X's. Let's talk about the Boss Raw Edge that gives this particular model its name. In the 19th century, hats typically came with brim binding for a couple of reasons. The stiff hats, like derbies for instance, had so much shellac in them that if you had a raw edge, you'd see the white showing through, and that's not going to look good on a black felt, for instance. So they would, bind it with the silk ribbon. On soft hats, they had binding to help the brim keep its shape. However, in 1872, 1873, thereabouts, Stetson introduced what they called their Boss Raw Edge. It was made with the kettle finish, which means that it's hand finished in a kettle of hot water, and it would have repeated dunkings in there to help set the brim and then shape the curl, and that was all done by hand. The method was said to produce a sturdy brim that held the edge and maintained its shape for the wearer over time. It is a nice idea. I think the curl on it in particular is what's going to help it hold its shape, plus the stiffener that is in the brim itself. There was a court case that played out in the 1880s and 1890s in which Stetson had sued another hat company for copyright infringement. The other hat company had made a few dozen hats with the name Boss Raw Edge stamped on the sweatband. The Stetson Company lost the court case. The initial court decided that the hatting company didn't really have any intentions of selling those hats with the Boss Raw Edge name on them, and so it didn't constitute copyright infringement. Stetson appealed that, and they also lost on appeal. But the details come out that the name Boss was never really made clear by Stetson whether it referred to the name of the hat or the style of the hat. And the raw edge was discussed in terms of the construction method of it. I suspect, though, that the word boss was used because it harkened back to the original Boss of the Plains hat that Stetson started with, and was still being sold at that time. I think by applying the name Boss that they would tap into the interest in that hat in the American West and throughout Central and South America, where these hats were quite popular. In any case, the Boss Raw Edge continued to be used as a name for this type of a curled edge, well into the 20th century, and now Stetson has brought it back. This is a very beautiful hat. I love the Grizzly finish on it. It's nice. It's very rugged looking. It would be a perfect hat for reenactors if you are reenacting the late 1800s, early 1900s, or if you just happen to want that era and style of a hat to wear for whatever reason. You don't have to be a reenactor, but I think it's suitable for any of those purposes. And it's going to be a head turner. People are going to comment on it. They're going to compliment you and say they really like it. It's sort of got the Gus crease on the front. It's got a light side pinch. Let's try it on. All right, well, it fits. It is a regular oval. I can tell that. It's, pinching my head at the front and the back. I could probably, put it on a stretcher and stretch it out just a little bit and make it better fit my head. But it'll shape itself, over time if I wear it enough. I don't know how often I'll wear it. I do know of a few occasions where I will be reenacting, and so I'll definitely wear it for that. I don't know if it's something that I would wear to work, but it is a beautiful hat. It is going to hold up. Let's look at the dimensions on this. So, yeah, it's close to a 7-inch crown in the back. I'll take hatting. It is. It says it's 4 1/4, but I'm getting just under 4. 4 on the sides, 4 on the back. They're probably counting the curl itself if you were to, iron it flat, which I hope you wouldn't do. In terms of the ribbon, it's 1 1/2. Couple of things. I was disappointed on the tacking on this front of the ribbon that is broken already, but that's something that I can easily fix. The one thing, though, that I was hoping to see in here, and I am not seeing, is the email that Stetson sent out said this is a limited edition hat. Their website also says it's a limited edition hat. The email, though, says it's limited to 100. The website doesn't specify, how many are going to be produced in this model. The thing that's disappointing, though, is that it's not marked in here anywhere that it's limited edition or that it's number X out of 100. There wasn't even a certificate with the hat box. I was kind of hoping maybe they would do something like that as well. I know it's a limited edition, but if you wanted to resell the hat, it doesn't state that. So all in all, I'm really pleased with the hat, and I will get use out of it. Again, I'm a little disappointed that it's not marked as a limited edition, and there's no number for it. I would have thought that for $600 it would have had that. $600 for a limited edition of 100 is actually not bad, especially for the quality of the hat and the nice Grizzly finish on this. It's one that you're not going to see very often, and it is going to be hard to get. So if you are interested, you like this hat, I would say go ahead and order one while you still can, and enjoy it, because I'm going to. I'll see you next time with another hat review.